Okay, everything should be good to go. Let's see. Yeah, green lights there, yellow lights there, red lights there. All good. Welcome everyone to Sea of Thieves. Sadly, I'm going to be spending my time alone, but I have you lovely people to entertain me as I entertain you. Hey, Aberrant Child! An old road has been spotted on uncharted island along a mysterious... Okay, cool. Can Cutthroat Scoundrel really change his ways? So I've actually never played Adventure Mode. I regularly would play Expedition, I think it's called. So I have no clue what to expect in this. Hopefully the audio quality is good, nice and balanced, not too loud on one end, not too quiet on the other. This game apparently wants to take forever to load. Oh my gosh, I don't not recall it taking forever to load the last time I played. So how is everyone this week? YouTube finally became green, that means that's a good sign. Oh, we're in! Okay. So it looks like it's the same classic old gameplay. That's menu. That's menu. Food. Oh, there's my gun, there's my sword. There's her. Thank you. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna loot your stuff. Ooh, you got a banana there. I like bananas. There we go. So I think we need a quest. I thought you gave me quests, but okay. You give me quests, I know that much. I got some money, why not? Grant access to Pecan's Voyages. Sure. Grant access to go, okay. So this seems to just increase the voyage level. Let's keep buying some. Hey, 45 gunner, awesome. We're just gonna up our quality of our adventure. I can't get that one. I need to be level 20. Okay. Plunder amassed by noting nest egg bagged by notable. That goes 3 of a key. There we go. Do 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 do. Aw. Right, we're gonna do it. Whee! Okay, I set the quest. And I shall vote for it. Yay! Cool. Okay, I think... Okay. So we need that map. It looks like a magnifying glass. Kind of, sort of. There's 3 treasure chests on this one. Okay, cool. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's easy. Okay, and we want to get on beach side. So we want to go forward. Now, it has been a while since I've done this, so bear with me, guys. Down that. Is there an anchor? Yes. Raise the anchor. There we go. And forward. I just forgot, we forgot to check what direction we're going. Looks like we're heading into a storm. Okay, let's see. I believe that little goldy thing is where we need to go. We need to keep it straight. Whoosh! The waters are hitting us rough here. We're hitting high waters. Okay, let's see where we're going. Whoop! That's not good. Bye-bye, boat! Come back here! You're not supposed to leave without me. I never realized that problem. If we ever have self-driving cars, that's a realistic issue. Okay, where's the... There they are. Will you put me back on my boat? Please put me back on my boat. Apparently not. Oh, there we go. I'm back on my boat. I don't think we hit any water. I'm going to just head downstairs to see if there's any water leakage. Nope, it sounds perfectly intact. Good. Okay. Note to self, do not run off my boat. Are we in the right location? Yep, we're in the right location. Cool. I definitely want to get on the beach side though. Which also means we should definitely up the sails a little, slow our pace, give us higher visibility. Okay. That island doesn't look too dangerous. No damage, no damage, no damage. No damage. like a boss. Okay. So let's see. Where are we? Okay, so we're on that corner peak right here. Okay. So there's a treasure chest actually right off the edge of this. So let's go find this treasure chest. Ow. Okay. Hello, pig. Hello, snake. Bad snake. Bad snake. I killed the snake. Awesome. I have snake fish food. Hello, pig. Bye-bye, pig. Look at that sunrise. Oh. Come. Yep, you're too close. I can't hit you when you guys are too close to me. Okay. Now, where? So it's like right down here. That's a big fish. We're up past the big fish. So I think right here. Yeah. I need my shovel. Where's my shovel? There it is. Haha! See, I'm a great navigator. I knew exactly where this chest was. Yes, that was a Moleman. He respawns you on your ship if you fall off. So there we go. One treasure chest in the bank, which I call my ship. I don't know where is it. SS Bank? Yeah, SS Bank. That's my ship's name. Some people call their ships actual ship names, but I call mine Bank. We'll put the treasure chest right in front of the carousel. Good. Okay, so now we got to get the next one. And the next one's going to be up and around, kind of in a small cavern. Okay, so we need to go up and around. Oh, what's in here? Aww, somebody already looted the place. Grab some food. Okay, actually, how do I switch weapons? I killed it! I can't pick it up, but I killed it! Okay, so now the question is, where am I? I think it actually is up here. And beside the big rock. So somewhere like right here, I think. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Oh, hello. Hello. Ow. I am so lucky you guys don't know how to walk on rocks. You guys just stay right there. I'm out of bullets. But stay right there. Ow, ow. Okay, we need food. We need food. There we go. Now, what was this? Okay, I read it. Apparently, I don't know what it does. Whoop. Where are you? There you are. You got a gun. You don't have a gun anymore. Okay, let's go quickly grab this chest. That was rudely interrupted. Okay, we got a chest. Run back to our ship. Which our ship is a nice location, a nice well-marked area. I think we're gonna explore the sway red and blue thing when we are done with this quest. No, climb the ladder. Thank you. Boom. Okay, so this chest can go right there. Good. I think we're good with that. Is this? Yeah, ammo. There we go. Put some ammo in. There we go. We also can store some things. We could store wood. There we go. We'll keep our food. Food can get used quite often. Equipment, pets, clothing. I'm looking for explosives. There you are. There we go. Okay. One more attempt. We just got to on the back side of the island near like a X area. Okay, let's check this out, guys. We're almost done with this island. Okay. Whoops, snake. Yeah, you stay there, snake. That was a pig, okay. Gunpowder, we don't need that. I'm full on food. I'll take planks though. Full on food. Okay, we need to get our bearings soon. Take cannonballs, take planks. Ooh, special cannonballs. Take some ammo. Okay, so we need to figure out where we are. Nope, 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 nope. Ah. I hit the wrong button. Okay. Now, there we go. Okay. What is this direction? What can we see? I think that's that point at the very bottom. Right? Yeah, because that's a small little path opening up. Okay. So we're close by that. Now the question is, if we're facing this way, then we're on the wrong side. We need to go on the other side. Okay. So somewhere down here, right? Because there's the X. Yep, okay, cool. Okay, and then we want something like right about here. 3 in a row! Look at that. Look at that. Come on. There we go. Okay, and the quickest way back is up and around. Hello, skeletons. I think we did a fantastic find. I got 3 treasure chests in a row with no issue. Okay, so let's drop this treasure chest right off right there. Okay. We need... Nope, that's not gonna help. Okay. We need to now check. Recently sighted the Silver Retreat. No, we want this guy. Okay. So it looks like Settle Rock. 2 mountainish points in the middle is where we need to go. So 2 mountainish points. So we just gotta find the 2 mountainish points. Or there's something right here. Let's go right here and find out what that is. Because I believe that is towards that direction. So, let's of course, oh, we can't? Really? Okay, we're gonna have to raise the ankle for us. This might cause some damage. Or not. Nope, I hear some damage. Okay. We're good. Let's turn it all around. Get it angled properly. And let's drop the ankle. Please, straightforward. Beautiful. Okay, I think we got some water damage coming in. Nope, it looks like we actually scaved out it nicely. Nope, no water damage. Okay, we're good then. You always gotta check yourself for water damage. Okay. So, drop the sail. And continue our adventure. These waters are very choppy. We need a ton. Thank you. I'd rather not crash into the rocks. Man, we're like about to crash into the rocks. Can we not crash into the rocks, please? I don't think the captain is listening. I'm pointing exactly where we need to go. Yep, that's where we need to go. I have no clue what's out there, but we're at least heading in the right direction. Actually, we need music. Music. Where is the music? Give me a second, I just have to turn the ship in the right direction again. Actually, we know where I need to be if I'm gonna play good music. And the place that takes forever if I ever need to go, shift this ship around. There we go. Okay, what is this cove out here? Okay, we're going back down. It's quite windy. Whee! Okay, we need to cut our arrows in half. We are reaching our destination. Ah, shipwreck. Let's see if we can get to it. Near perfect, Captain. There we go. I don't know how that helps any, but hey. At least my ship won't drift away now. Whoa, freaky. Motion sickness and everything. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm trying. I'm gonna die because I'm stuck. Okay, I need to... I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. Let's... We need food. No. This is... Nope, that's just saying that. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything we can see on here that might be of value? I don't see anything of value. Let's go into the captain quarters one more time. Your chest, nothing of that sort. Oh, found something. Okay, we need to get back to my ship. Put this back. Okay, see you, 45 Gunner. Okay, so we at least found something. The question is it something good? That's a totally different question. Okay. Let's see. Is it still located on the map? Yep, still located on the map. Ah, that's nice that this is a place you can get air. No, I need to go down. Thank you. Ooh, what's that? It's glowing red. It means it must be good for me. There we go. Glowing red means good, right? Okay. Okay. Let's just dump that there. It's still marked on the map. So there might be something else down here. Is there anything? Message in a bottle. Okay, we need to go down in here. Thank you. I don't see anything. Nope, nothing. Okay, let's get to air. Okay. We need to go down again. This way. Because I want to make sure there's nothing behind the stairway either. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Up, 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 up. Yeah. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Motion sick yet? Guys? Another message in a bottle. Coconut. Okay, now that we're not motion sick anymore. Okay. So let's check some things. We got some messages in bottles, including this map and this instruction. By midnight on the 28th. Let's check. Is this our stopwatch? Nope, that's our compass. There, our stopwatch. Midnight on the 28th. So we have a day. So let's see. Can we? Well, first things first. Where does it want us to drop it off? Daggertooth Outpost. We know where that is. That was where we came by that. Yep, right here. So no. Right there would be good. So we need to go back where we came, which is in what direction? East. We need to go east. East to Daggertooth. Okay. Then we are facing north. That's not where we need to go. We also need to release our harpoon. There we go. Released. We need to raise the ankle. So let's go to Daggertooth, y'all. This is the opposite direction. We don't need to go west, we need to go east. There we go. Towards the moonlight. One crate of cannonballs. Hopefully we have that. I mean, we have a lot of cannonballs. But I don't know if we have one crate of it. Look at the moon. You can kind of see the shipwreck. Ooh. Let's make sure we're in the right direction. Oh, we're going perfectly in the right direction. Lock course and directional. Okay, so I think we got the little thing that was supposed to be gotten. Because the little dot's moving with us now. Let's see, can I see us? See it above us? No, it doesn't look like it. Nope, I don't see it above us. No. Yes! I am free! Oh, snap! Guys, I think we have a problem. I think the Kraken wants the ship. But we will not give it to him. Get off my ship, Kraken. I think we're going down. Nope, I'm dead. Am I gonna get shot back? Get off me! Get off me! Nope, I am far past our ship. Well, I am dead. See, this is what happens when you go and grab a chest that may or may not be cursed. You join the Dutchman. But he's a happy Dutchman. Look how happy he is. He's so happy. I think our ship has arrived. Inwards we go. Hopefully the ship isn't destroyed yet. Hopefully. Okay, I hear water. I don't see anything. I'm blind! Sir, your eyes are closed. That's close enough. All I see is this little pinwheel in the corner of my eye. Yeah, it doesn't sound like our ship's with us. Maybe. I think we're in the right place. But I'm pretty sure our treasure chests are gone. Yep, all our chests are gone. And we're not even in the right place. Where are we? I wonder. That doesn't look like it's in the same location, does it, guys? So we need to go southeast. Let's see. Is it possible that that's our ship, or actual ship? We'll find out. Oh wait, I need to set sail. The Kraken has been released. Which sucks because we actually had good things. I want to do. Yeah, we kept the quest and stuff. just have to pass Lonely Cove. Lonely Cove. Very lonely there. I believe right over there is where we're going. Now my question is that our ship? Because it'd be cool if it is. Okay. And let's stop it right here. There we go. We're locked. Nope, not a ship. That sucks. So that's not a ship, so it's not dynamic. That'd have been cool if it was dynamic. Every ship that has it that fails stays there. Okay. Well, let's check the map and see what we can do for the next like 7 minutes. Well, actually, what time is it? We still got time if we want to try to get to... Wait, that isn't our ship. It could still be dynamic. Let's go find out. No, you need to turn to right or left. There we go. Nope, it's gone now. Dang it. Oh, off to Outpost Cove then. So it's possible that it could have been checkable. Straighten the ship out. There we go. So what have we learned? I make a great captain, assuming that the Kraken is not a real entity that I have to deal with. This isn't the cove! This isn't the cove! Take a ride right, take a ride right. Check the map, where are we? Oh, we went up, we need to go down. We need to go down, we need to go around this island down. I was like, there's a lot of, like, barricades for that island. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Yeah, we need to go back down. Southeast. Southeast, southeast, southeast. So I guess that means Kraken. Or the box that hoards the Kraken, or something like that. Now we should be heading straight to it. Yep. Which means it's that island right ahead. We did good. It's good. See? Squeezed it right into that corner. Perfect. That's what you call parallel parking. And scratch on her. So now, where's the quest? Merchant Alliance, Daggertooth Outpost, 28th, 1 crate of cannonballs. Your assignment of crates can be collected from any merchants. I need the crate. You don't have the crate.
How delightful. Hello. Cheerio again.
Give me crate.
Charmed, I'm sure. Good luck and goodbye.
Oh, it expired, guys. But I think this is the end of this stream. We tried our best. See, I parked that really well. Only an expert pirate could park that so well. I see flashy thing. What does flashy? Whoa! I thought we did something. Maybe not. Oh. Apparently if you get stuck in this one place you can not die. See, flashy thing. Ah, bottles. Bottle in the ocean. Got another island. Okay. Nothing cool. Nothing cool. We can do that actually. We can see what those two, what's the word? Cannonballs are before ending. Let's check out where those two cannonballs are. No, we can't because we lost all of them. Never mind. Well, I think this is the end of the stream, guys. Let me just get in position. Bye-bye.